Who do you think the mystery buyer is that recently purchased the ghost town of Eagle Mountain, California for the jaw-dropping price of $22.5 million? Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you drone footage of what's left of the ghost town, share a little bit of the history, and then we're going to skim through a few articles online to see if we can uncover any new information on the purchase. And no, Mr. Beast did not buy the property. Neither did China. At least we hope not. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Eagle Mountain, it's now a ghost town that looks like something out of a zombie or post-apocalyptic movie, and it's located in Southern California, just outside of Joshua Tree National Park. You know, I'm still having a really hard time trying to process why anyone would willingly buy property in the state of California during an exodus. Whatever, it's their money. Now, Eagle Mountain, or as I like to call it, the Chernobyl of the Southwest, is a small mining town that was founded in 1948 by Kaiser Steel Corporation, and the mine produced iron ore for just over 30 years, and at times they would break records for daily production levels. For a while the town thrived, and it seemed like it was a promising place to live, but as time moved along, steel production started to diminish, foreign competition increased, and environmental concerns and lawsuits were on the rise, and eventually the mine shut down. Being that the mine was the primary source of the town's income, once it was lost, so was the town, and it was only a matter of time before everyone left. Now, at its peak, Eagle Mountain had a population of 4,000 people, and it was just like your average everyday small town. It had everything from an auditorium, park, shopping center, swimming pool, tennis courts, baseball diamond, school, gas stations, churches, a bowling alley, and many other small businesses. It had over 400 homes, 200 trailers, and many other boarding houses and dorms for workers of the mine. Now, the town was mostly abandoned by the mid-1980s with very few residents staying behind. The grocery store closed in 1982, and the post office, which had been open since 1951, finally closed its doors in 1983. The last graduating class of Eagle Mountain High School was also in 1983. By the way, that's also the same year that Scarface premiered.
Hello to my little friend!
Now, despite what rumors you have heard, articles you read online, or videos you may have seen on YouTube, let's get one thing straight. There was no outbreak of a deadly illness, no zombie apocalypse, and there was no nuke testing that caused the residents of this town to leave. None of that shit happened. The people that keep saying that stuff online have seen way too many movies. And on that same note, Eagle Mountain has been used as a set to film many movies over the years. And why not? It already looks like it's something straight out of The Hills Have Eyes or The Walking Dead. Some of the movies that have used Eagle Mountain as a film set include Imposter, Live from Baghdad, Constantine, The Island, Tenet, Battle of Los Angeles, and Video Game High School. Now, a lot of people have voiced their thoughts online about this place ever since it made headlines, saying that it should be repurposed into something more useful, like a paintball course, airsoft course, a racetrack, or my favorite one, it should be used as a place to house all the homeless people in California. Lord knows there's plenty of them. Well, here's why that would never work. First of all, I think it would be a really cool idea to convert the place into a paintball or airsoft arena. Heck, I would even be the first person in line, if that ever happened. But for those of you who aren't familiar with the area, it's out in the middle of freaking nowhere, and I just can't see anyone driving 60 miles from the nearest town to go there. Not to mention there's nothing else in the area. No grocery stores, no gas stations, no liquor stores, or anything else for that matter to attract tourists. The only active buildings/businesses that serve a purpose in the area, to my knowledge, is a solar farm and an elementary school that's still within the town of Eagle Mountain, and that pretty much caters to the children of the parents that work at the solar farm and the nearby residents of the town of Desert Center, which is actually about 10 miles south of Eagle Mountain, just off of Interstate 10. Oh, and I almost forgot, there is still a post office in Desert Center as well, and that still operates to this very day. As far as the rest of the town goes, though, there's not much there other than an abandoned trailer court, abandoned school, and some old rundown homes. The place kind of looks like that town in the old TV miniseries, The Stand, which aired in 1994. It was a miniseries based off of Stephen King's novel, The Stand. It's worth checking out if you ever get the chance. And yes, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people commenting, why not send the homeless people there? Well, here's 3 reasons why that just wouldn't work. 1, these houses are far from up to code/living standards. They are falling apart, the wood is rotten, and like many other abandoned houses, they are filled with rodent feces and probably have other critters living inside the walls. Good luck with that. Number 2, relocating the homeless people doesn't fix the homeless problem. And number 3, there is just simply no one there to beg money from. A lot of the homeless will ask people for cash, change, food, or anything that they may find useful. No tourists or a large population of people means no business for them. They most certainly are not going to relocate to an area where they no longer have this opportunity. And again, there just really isn't much else out there, and it would only be a matter of time before they migrate to the towns further down the road. And by the way, if anyone watching this video is from Eagle Mountain, or you spent some time there, or you just happened to stop in and visit the place back in the day, feel free to share your memories with us in the comments section down below and what it was like to live there. I'm sure a lot of us are pretty curious on what day-to-day life was like, especially toward the end when the mine did shut down. Now, after the mine had closed and most of the residents dipped, Eagle Mountain saw a little bit of life. The buildings that you see right here used to be the shopping center for the town, but in 1988 it was converted into a prison for low-risk inmates. It was a men's prison and housed 436 inmates. The prison operated for a while and brought a few jobs back to Eagle Mountain, but eventually that came to an end. On October 25th, 2003, a fight broke out between two inmates after things got heated while watching the World Series, which I could totally understand. The small fight eventually made its way outside where it became a brawl, which eventually turned into a riot. Inmates were attacking each other with anything they could get their hands on, like kitchen knives, cleavers, broom handles, dustpans, rocks, pipes, crutches, and even fire extinguishers. After order was restored, 2 inmates were found to be stabbed to death, while many others were critically injured and causing about $15,000 worth of property damage. The prison closed 2 months later. Now, as of May 5th, 2023, according to NBCLosAngeles.com, a mystery buyer has purchased the ghost town for $22 million. And no, it wasn't Jeff Bezos, Mr. Beast, or Elon Musk. Although that would be kind of cool. The official purchase date was on April 17th, and the company that purchased the property is known as Ecology Mountain Holdings, LLC, based out of Cerritos, California. But who the heck are they, and what do they plan to do with this property? Well, here's what I can tell you. I googled Ecology Mountains Holding LLC, and not much comes up. And in fact, most news articles that reported this story say the same thing. It's a very little-known LLC. And perhaps the most helpful information I pulled from USA Today. Here's what it states. U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission documents indicate the ghost town was sold in late April for $22.5 million. The buyer is listed as Ecology Mountain Holdings, a little-known LLC with an address in Southern California's Cerritos. The company is registered to Aaron Sarunian, who the Desert Sun was unable to reach for comment. Sarunian appears to be connected to a number of other businesses under the Ecology name, dealing with recycling and auto parts. The documents reveal Ecology Mountain Holdings secured not only the real property, but the mining claims to the town with its purchase. Now, this is the most information I've been able to find ever since I started to research the story, and not a whole lot of well-supported information has come up. But if we were to break it down, ecology is the study of organisms and how they interact with the environment around them. Not really sure how recycling and auto parts fits into that. I just don't know what to make of it. And to be honest, it sounds to me like they're kind of operating underneath a certain name to throw people off as to what they really purchased the property for. Sounds a little suspicious to me, but what do I know? You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. I would love to read all about them.